are we functioning today? Alright, we're good. Wow, I feel like it's already been forever. If only things in life weren't so constantly inconsistent. On top of that, I think this stream is probably going to be abnormally short because I think we're right at the end of the game, and it it just turned out like this. This will be an experience to be sure. Uh, so I don't know, and I guess the other factor is I don't think I remember any of the voices. I remember Sandalwoods because it was hard. All right. Let's see. Can we make this last at least 20 minutes? Okay. Oh god, I don't even remember what these guys are. Give me a sec. Oh right, they had like the country like indecisive changing one all the time. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little since I've been waiting here. A little while, I guess. But you buy anything? Oh god, now that it's freezing, I feel like I have to. Where's all the rest of the stuff? Didn't he have like a ton of stuff before? Ooh. Hmm. Should we buy one of these? I think this might be really good. I don't know. I don't know. No, you know what? I don't think we need it. I think we can clutch it up. I believe in us. I haven't played this game in like a week. We're ready. The time has come to deliver you and your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversaries to fate achieve the same instead. The lone minstrel has returned and approaches you as you await the signal from the stars. There is something that I wish to ask of you, reader, something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? Two. I wanted to say two because that would make this feel a lot less like a like a 20-minute stream. That would make me feel better. You tell him the only logical deduction which you have been able to make based on all your readings of the stars of late, that there may be one final liberation rite after tonight. I concur with your evaluation, reader madam. I wish to make certain that you were aware, so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we shall both find out. But lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. I don't think that was his voice. I really don't remember the voices. That's okay though. I'm just a huge idiot. Oh god, no, wait, I just remembered, is this game gonna make me salty again? I forgot about the abnormally huge difficulty spike. But we ended up doing pretty good towards the end last time, right? So I don't know. Maybe I should just stop being angry all the time. Okay.
When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed.
Which words? There was a lot of words, man.
The voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still.
Among Us.
I would not sing your praises.
Mandatory joke.
Assured. I trust that you shall savor this occasion. You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
Ooh, I thought I was salty. The pyres burn and each of the teams is present and prepared. I concur. The pyre is burning. Each of the teams is present and prepared. Then anointed one of the fate, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. The bent old cur Dalward steps forward and struggles for a moment with his mask. You know what? I just realized it probably isn't that hard to do an old man voice. I should have been giving him an old man voice.
Greetings, good heralds. I'm called Delbert Oldheart. In the greatest of honor of my years to stand upon this sacred site upon which the 8 scribes first anointed these glorious proceedings. Nightwings, we are honored to be in your presence once more. Father, they are our adversaries, not our host. We need not be so gentle with them. They shall do their utmost to keep us from your freedom. Dalbert, your son speaks out of turn. Control him. God, I already can't read today. My sincerest apologies for his unnecessary outburst. Alma, please, we have worked toward this opportunity, and we must make the most of it.
He puts the mask back on.
My son and I stand ready to begin.
Nightwings, your choice. It is in whose name shall you conduct the liberation rite? I wish the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, Rita. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tarek.
Whom shall you attempt to send home this time?
You know it's gotta be my boy Edwin. Forgot his name was Edwin. I thought it was something way different. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Oh, damn it. I don't want to send him, actually. He's one of my more used now, and I haven't gotten used to using... well, alright. Go get him, buddy. I believe in you. This is my shot to go free, but I can't just leave the rest of you.
Who shall be at his side?
Obviously, Zai and... Jay, sorry. Me? Of course. I'll do my best. This is important. And then Mr. Wortman.
Sir Gilman.
A glorious night this is fast shaping up to be, is that not so?
Predictably.
We give thanks for this opportunity to face you, O Nightwings. Let us strive to our fullest capability with honor and with grace.
Save your strength for the right, Father, and for the voyage home. Let this be our final battle against them. It's mine. Nope. Oh. You can do this, Almer. I believe in you, and so do the scribes. Wait, what? What is this? What are you talking about? This is a liberation rite. What are you doing? Zai pulls off her mask. I think you are my friend, Almer, and so I'm hoping for the best for you and for your father. He believes in you, and so do I. But we have to do our very best too. And I know we cannot all prevail. Only the Fate or the Nightwings, but not both. Not both. Almer looks on and stands silent. Jalper seems to have disarmed everyone. We all have to do our very best. And then the scribes, they're going to watch over us and make everything okay. You'll see, Almer. You'll see. She puts her mask back on. The liberation rite continues. Whether her words flustered your adversaries or emboldened them, you cannot tell. I'm a little flustered. Oh, good boy. Oh, boy. Abwa, bwa, bwa. Go, jumpy lady. Whoa. Wow, that was fast. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, they have so much hope, it's just not even fun. I think we can do this, though. We just can't give up. We got this.
Hear us now, O noble Yoma. We beseech you. Surely we cannot prevail without your aid. If ever you heard my prayers, I beg of you, please smile upon us now.
Whether from this prayer to the scribes or simply from Dalbert's resolve, something comes over your fellow exiles here. If they are banished, they shall not. If they are banished, they shall not soon return. What does that sounds like a buff to me? What? Oh no! Oh no!
I thought they had you there.
You know what? I thought they did too. Not gonna lie. Wow, buddy. Oh. Oh my god, wow. It feels good to play this game again. I forgot how much I love this, or how much fun it is.
As per the sacred law.
5, god damn. Oh, jump! No! Wow. Surely got some animation canceling. What? I was sprinting? I can't believe I missed that. No, it's plenty acceptable, trust me. I botched that one real good.
Goodbye, headwind.
Go, Sir Gilman, swagster. What? Where'd my other teammate go?
The orb taken.
Why did you aim incorrect? Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. No, okay, we got this. We got this. We just gotta clutch up. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. Oh! Oh! Wow. What was that guy's name? Brighton? Yeah, fuck you, Brighton. I mean, wait. No, it's been well over a minute. Fuck you, Brighton.
Thus ends the liberation rite.
I just gotta train myself to abide by YouTube's very fair rules. Oh great, so now we're gonna have to get good with Sandalwood or Beatrice, cause oh my god. I've crippled my team.
Shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Someone's getting real bitter. I don't think he's happy that we're doing okay.
Alas, my son, once more it seems that I have failed you. Father, wait. What good is freedom to us anyway, if we would be apart? We did it. Then I guess that means I have to go. I broke my vow to her, that we would all go free together. Reader, my friend, would you do this? Will you ever forgive me? Fikani, wait for me. Wait for me.
He remained silent for a moment longer then.
Listen to me, all of you. I will not forget this. If there is anything at all that I can do back on the other side to help you, the rest of you, then I'm going to find it and I'm going to do it. And at the very least, I will do everything I can to make sure that by the time more of you come join me back home, that it'll be a better place for all of us. Look, I don't have long now, so just thank you all of you. I won't forget this.
Then he plunges out of the sight into the shimmer pool. His voice is audible but growing fainter. Or faint.
It's happening. Goodbye, my friends. Reader, everyone, goodbye. Until we see each other again.
Godspeed, Edwin.
Godspeed.
The cycle of the rites is nearly at
Wow, we did it. Blessed are the scribes who in eternal wisdom shines upon us through the stars and illuminates the path to our salvation. Wait, why? What did I just say? Why, that was strange, but I feel so invigorated now. Flings the orb faster and farther than usual. That could be really good. Oh, I should have read that. This actually looks, yeah, this sounds really good. I think we'll go with this, though. I think that's a safe bet here.
Father, wait. Calm yourself, my son. The liberation rite is ended. But no. How can you be so calm even now after what happened? Did you not strive this night with all your heart, Almer? Yeah, but it was not enough. It was not enough. No, my son. It was enough. It was more than enough. Father.
We did it. You prevailed in the liberation right against the fate. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Headwind, who returned to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. I think I learned so much from him, didn't I?
Surely the good Headwind would rather we celebrate than grieve.
You wonder who, if anyone, among you shall be next to go.
The last light of the stars still shines for us above.
At this point, what is to become of our plan needn't be the subject of our speculation. I trust that we'll learn the outcome soon enough. And we're at 79%. That means we're in a better bracket for success. There's not much I can say for the rest of my life. Our actions at this point shall pave the way, perhaps our fate as well. So, for now, let's focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of rites. Soon, we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up for a little stargazing. Let's see where in the downside we shall be returning for these final rites. You turn back toward the darkness to look upon the last few stars, too stubborn to relinquish their light. How? The sky is so red, so menacing. I love this guy's face. To me, he just looks more like a like that sounds like what the voice he would be making all the time. Oh right, now we need to see who's good and who's doing bad. So it looks like these are the Lord. Wait, okay, you, and Yormer. So Yormer is closer to the bottom with a +2 favor. So we'll take them on. I'm a bitch, and I will take the easy way because I want to see the good ending if there is one. Once more, you face the dissidents then, although I wonder. He hesitates before saying anything further. You cannot sense his thoughts. I apologize. I was lost in thought there for a moment. Let us make our way to the spring of Yormer, where everyone is feeling more refreshed as much as possible. Or when everybody... Oops. I swear I can read. I'll prove it to you one day. Is this the new war? Oh yeah. Reader, though you shall always bear a burden, it is much lighter than the burden of lonesome exile. Go forth and become free, then join with the others as you and lead with mercy. Continuing to demonstrate your worth and knowing that the Empire's fall formed the foundation of the Commonwealth. You shall cease to be a reader and become a voice both to the free and to your successors here who shall take up this book when you no longer need it. The cycle of the rites shall see to it that you and others like you shall be liberated ere the coming of another age. May the stars shine ever brightly on us all. Oh, we got a new thing. do anything. I want to see if she'll talk to me again. Damn it. Sandra, why won't you talk to me anymore? You're my favorite character. Alright, hurt my voice, Sandalwood. Following Hedwyn's liberation, you find Wolfred smoking out his pipe, his eyes averted. He looks up and smiles at you as you approach. Ugh, God, maybe I can't read. I'm learning a lot about myself here. Hello, my girl. Excellent work back there. Thank you for your perseverance. Though, I was just reflecting on how very fortunate I have been in all of this. Not just me, but really all of us who had a chance to stand with Hedwyn here. Ours is admittedly a somewhat desperate plan. It is vital to me, should the Nightwings rise again, that it be under proper care and guidance. I was just thinking how well Hedwyn served in that capacity. Whatever is to be the outcome of all this, no doubt his presence shall be missed. My agents and I, we were unsure of him at first. A common boy like that, completely unacquainted with the rights. But, in the end, I felt that he was worth a shot. Someone like him, sincere, determined, with loyal friends, and desperate to get home. Those qualities spoke volumes. Then he falls silent for a time. I have every faith that he shall strive on our behalf, now in the Commonwealth, and it is my hope that he yet finds the one he sought. You and Wolfred speak little more of Hedwyn for now. You are left wondering what shall become of him in the Commonwealth. He's gonna go find his girlfriend. It is daybreak. You set forth now to the spring of Yormer for what appears to be the final time. Thereafter you shall return here for one last exile's final chance at liberty. Hooray! I can't wait to fuck this up. No, we got this. At least I hope we got this. I want to say we got this. Let's see here. The lone minstrel suggests that a good supply of stardust may be found along this route. And Wolfred suggests that there may be a faster route leaving you with time for your vocations. Fuck the stardust. We'll clutch up with pure raw skill. A foreboding feeling stuck with you since the arrival in the dry flats of Blue Hive. Some of it spreads to the others in the group. Tomorrow is another day, but for the time, we'll have to ride this out. This night's skin crawls with much anxiety. You decide to focus upon pursuing your vocation, still the black wagon is ready to move on. Should we do personal training for Wolfred, since... Because if we did the glory, it would be +1, but if Wolfred got another skill, I think that would be more beneficial, so... Yeah. Shit, he's not even gonna get enough. I really want to use him too. I think he's fairly good. And Birchard's not gonna level up any sooner though. And I have a hard time using Birchard. I don't know why. She's really good. She's got a lot of range, but I feel like her mobility... I like his mobility, his tree thing, you know? I think it works. I like this, so we'll work with him. Certainly, I would appreciate your point of view. You and Wolfred viewed the observations you have made thus far about the various teams you have confronted on your journey. He has keen insights about some of that. Okay, so if we use him next time, he should get at least one more level. Either we stand between each other's paths to freedom, or we help each other on our way. I try to always bear this truth in mind. No. don't we have one of those things that levels people up? Drag Stardust, unupgradable item. Farther than usual. Oh, right. Okay. Ah! I, 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 wait, fuck. Shit. Way to go, Franky, way to go. You did it, you fucked up. Wow, God, what a fucking idiot I am. Alright, well, never mind, I guess that was all useless. Let's go. Shit, I can't believe I did that. Oh well. Now we're actually just gonna have to rely on skill, so we're pretty much fucked. I just had to try not to get salty when they hurt my feelings. Alright, talk to me. Hey guys, come on in. Say now, whatever happened to that smiley headwind guy? Did he really get out of here like I've been here or what? He sure did. Where is all your merchandise, sir? I could really use some helpful shit. Where's all your stardust? What happened to all your shit? Why, is your dad dying? Why is he red? I will buy. I want to buy something. I'm sorry. I'm just bad at the game. I don't mean to be. After making all the necessary preparations to amid the rocky pathways of the spring of Yormir, you and your companions await the commencement of the rites. It is quieter than usual at the onset of such events. The lone minstrel appears, bearing some sort of news. I have checked, and it appears as though the dissonants have not yet arrived, reader madam. There is no sign of Barker or anyone. Their sigil is not set either. If what he says is true, then our adversary is not present, then you presume the rite cannot commence. However, the stars themselves soon indicate you are mistaken. Uh-oh, it's Mr. Man. It's, the guy, the dude, the Wilfred's teammate. I already forgot his name, sorry. But he was actually interesting, so I forgot his name. It's not like Brighton, who's out there just being a dick. I can easily make fun of him and the irony in his name.
Reader, the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame. Much like a stack of
Oh, is that why it's all red?
because of you.
Oh, is this the uprising? Is the plan working?
Plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again.
Bro, if you want to throw hands, you come down here and meet me on the court, son.
Succeed.
We have at least an 80% chance. It'll definitely succeed.
I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
That's what you sound like, Mimi. The rite is set to commence, but your adversaries, they failed to show. Then the foes we stand against this night have ceded their remaining chance at victory to us. Indeed, these rites are drawing to a close. Some of the teams who you have met, perhaps they are beginning to decide the stars are not worth heeding any longer. Barker, you wonder whether he would give up the rites like that. On one hand, he is unpredictable. On the other hand, bowing out of such a competition seems at odds with the thrill-seeking nature. Yeah, I have to agree with that. In any case, we have begun the ceremony here, and so I ask that we end it. It's definitely Volfred's, like, teammate that's gonna ambush us, right? Like, I really can't foresee any other, like, outcome.
Sir Gilman.
Sir Gilman.
This cannot possibly be honorable, can it? No, I'm sorry.
Lo, even your adversaries have abandoned you.
Their pyre isn't even set up. What am I supposed to do here?
And it is done.
What? What?
Wings prevail by default. Not that their adversaries even care.
Why did I get that achievement for that? There was an achievement for doing it in less than 3 dowsings, but I feel like that one shouldn't count because that wasn't a match. My only hope is that our would-be adversaries find some peace.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. Until the next rite. If there even is to be another one.
You know what, man? I'm getting real tired of your attitude. I'm gonna climb up in that stars, sky, whatever you are, you weird voice anomalation. We're gonna throw fists. No one speaks further in the distance back at the Black Wagon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the rite that is to come. This night is to believe we have but one remaining chance at freedom here and now? I'm afraid so. Our plan is an imperfect one, yet here we are, faced with this vital opportunity. Yeah, see, we have an 82% chance. Even I can't fuck that up. He looks over to you. Reader, my girl, please go see for yourself. I think we all know where we are headed next, and I suspect I know whom we shall face when we arrive. The others turn to you as well. You turn toward the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there now, however the time has come to face it. The dim and fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. Look upon it for the last time. Wow, the sky is like blood red now. Alright, we're coming, jeez. Yeah, this guy. You are summoned to follow Soliam for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus, the cycle of the rites shall be ended for an age. You sense that if the rites ever shall commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime or that of any of your companions, even the longest-lived ones. The star has revealed to you one thing more. The adversary who you shall face shall be Oralek. That was it. Already he has crossed the scribe's gate and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes create the Nightwings in their own likeness, perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should, in the end, be forced to face themselves. Oralek, curse this damnable cycle. That it must pit us against him in this, our final chance. Let us retire for the night. We shall not have many chances more for rest before our journey ends. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Alodio to make a final effort and to achieve your plan and get somebody home. But who? I think it has to be Sir Gilman, because if he can get the... I know I'm probably like overthinking this, but like this game seems to be... Oh.
Your so-called friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you. You shall never have your freedom.
That's alright. By dawn, you were already up and about. After a troubled slumber, the Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to follow Soliam. No one speaks. But I feel like how much detail this game puts into something, considering who we send back, does seem important. And I think Sir Gilliam could talk to his knight friends and increase the plan thing. But I don't know. It could just be you send people at random and whatever. I don't know. As you lift into the skies, the lone minstrel raises his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may benefit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind it very much if I were to play this song for the Nightwings? By all means. Sing at me, man. I love you. You urge the lone minstrel to play his ballad so that all among you might hear it. Maybe it ends without another word. I don't know who Supergiant I don't know where they find all these people that can sing, but man, every time they do sing, it's so beautiful. so good. What the fuck? Oh yeah, Sir Gilman, let's do this. You need all the favor you can get, buddy. You touch down amid the sublime grandeur of Mount Alodiel to make pilgrimage to the summit for the last time. There, one last liberation shall soon commence. There, one last exile shall regain his or her freedom. All others shall remain to carry out their sentences here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And in the Commonwealth, the plan which you are a part shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. God, please, just don't. Just let it work. I'm so bad at getting for good endings first time round. Oh, she doesn't even want to talk anymore. I'm sorry. Goodness. Alright, let's go. After having landed, you join Sir Gilman on an expedition to the mighty Yormer Manymane, for what it is likely to be the final time. This knight's quest is drawing to a close, and yet he oftentimes feels no closer to an understanding of true honor. Here he is, on the verge of his good companion's final opportunity to freedom, and he thinks only of himself. But nay, his thoughts are very much with them, for it is thanks only to them, and also you, good scribes, that this knight is even here. Then this knight's final quest is to see one of his good friends go free this one last time. That matters more to him, even than honor. Soon he is finished. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Yormer Manymane has shown you favor. At dawn you shall begin your last ascent, for now your vocations may occupy what little time you have left to spare. Oh my god. Does that mean we can give, Volfred, the level up? I feel like that's too important to pass up. Oh, one of the cats needs out. Give me 1 second to abide by their wishes. Oh, great Minnie. I will let you out. Yes. Oh, yeah. Excuse me while I fall over. And make a bunch of noise. Don't mind all the clattering. I think, probably now's probably a good time to hydrate too. Thank God for ice water. That shit is amazing. Alright, Volfred, move your fat head so we can see if we can get you some fucking experience. I should be interested to see which lessons you have taken from the book. You and Volfred go over what you know about the celestial landmarks you have been to and how their properties impact the Nightwings and the Rights. You can tell he knows many of them well by now. Yeah? No. As we traverse life's many unexpected challenges, so must we cover a variety of terrain along our quest. Did he not level up? Oh my god. Mighty baby! Alright, let's go. Can we just level up, please? Please? I'm begging. Hear me out, man. Whoa! Oh, it's the messenger. I bet this is for Edwin. Here in the old masonry of Mount Alodiel, you encounter a messenger in come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Hedwyn, whom you liberated in the fall of Soliam. You learn Hedwyn returned safely to the Commonwealth, where he was clothed and welcome. His past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice, whether on the council or the blood border, each equally as lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the Stone Council members could do anything about it, he left them. He since made contact with Wolfred's agents and is working together with them, thus the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Per the messenger Imp's custom, the last part of the message was transcribed from Hedwyn, word for word, and says, "Keep going, I'll see you here." You thank the messenger Imp for relaying this information. Soon your companions are all abuzz about it.
I always thought that Hedwyn was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think he found her?
Well done, Hedwyn, my boy. I knew you could do it. A glorious example Hedwyn sets for us all. All of us.
May our remembrance of the boy's great spirit spur us on to further victory.
The news of Hedwyn's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Oh my God, thank you, Hedwyn. We like Hedwyn here. We appreciate Hedwyn. You stand before the scribe gates with your companions. The gate guardian is there, as ever, but you sense something is different in her. The exile of the Nightwings. We shall not meet again after the coming rite. Tarek and I, it shall be time we take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Nightwings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst us feels thus. We have a duty to uphold, Tarek. And then what, Celeste? And then nothing. Not for the rights, or us, not till the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwing, step forward. Please state your names and what it is that you seek whilst crossing the scribe's gate. One by one, your fellow exiles approach her, now with sureness in their step. May I speak first? My name is Zai, and I'm here because the scribes, this is the path that they have shown me, and all of us. I like it when they call to me. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight's never-ending quest for honor shan't end here, yet first he has a noble duty to uphold. My name is Wolfred Sandalwood. I long as yet to see an age where freedom is one's birthright, and no longer are good people such as these forced to contend for it. We are called Big Bertrude. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood, for we are fond of him and his beliefs, and then to go about our business. Finally, you step forth once more. You, a crippled scholar who found... I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. It's just funny, because I also have, well, I don't know how our main character is crippled, but my spine's... I got the scoliosis, fam. That's relatable. You vowed to help her friends be free again, and who managed to come this far with this group. The gate guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway towards the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except you, Tarek. You stay right there. I thought you said. The rites are not yet ended, Tarek. He looks to her and then over to the rest of you. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. The gate guardian and the lone minstrel remain together for as the rest of you depart. You have gained the summit, Mount Alodio for the 7th time, the final time which any of you shall have a chance to leave the downside. The Beyonder Crystal seeks me? Talk to me. Thank you for visiting on such short notice, reader. I understand you have important matters to attend to, so let me be blunt. Please listen for a moment then. I know this whole affair is coming to an end, all of it. I sense the binds that form the rites becoming weak, which means soon you will not need me anymore. Not that you have needed me at this point, at any point, but still, my services will not be of any further use. I would love to tell you that this means I shall be free of my eternal prison. For some of my beyonders, it shall be a release. My accomplices are bound by weaker words than those which have bound me. They shall fade away, I think, and finally rest. I, however, shall remain. She hesitates for a moment. Thus, I have a proposition for you. I do not know where you shall go from here, but I ask that you to take me there, wherever it shall be. By that, I mean, take this stone prison of mine and keep it. Do not just leave it, as all your predecessors have, each time their stay among the Nightwings reached an end. Soon the Beyonder crystals shall serve no use at all except to keep me trapped. I am content to remain thus, for I have little choice, but I would prefer to do so in your company, for I do enjoy your company, reader. This may not be much of a compliment, but I assure you that I much prefer your company to an eternity of solitude. I have no wish to see you gain in years and eventually decay whilst I remain unchanging, but I should rather have more years whilst having contact, even if those years are to be brief. They shall afford me many more in which I might think back upon our times. Nor do I expect you to accommodate my needs, for I am well aware I have my limits in accommodating yours. That is to say, I wish you to go forth after this night and live your life, however you see fit. For your own sake, may all the right's business enrich you in your coming days somehow. And in considering that life after this night, if you think that there may be a place in it for me, however small, then once again I simply ask that you take me along. That way, should you ever wish to visit me again sometime, you could, and I would like to have that option more than not. My request here is a selfish one, for there is little I can offer in exchange, other than what little my companionship is worth. Perhaps I could lull you to sleep once in a while. Who knows? You could always try to sell the Beyonder crystal for a reasonable sum somewhere, or something to that end. There must be someone out there with an interest in this thing. So then, you have heard my sad little proposition. What do you say? Fuck yeah, I'm taking you with me. Yes, yes, yes. You grasp the Beyonder crystal and set it in the folds of your clothing. Sandra senses this and makes a sound, as though surprised. Thank you, reader. She is at a loss for a moment then. Let us go then, from this place. Go forth and face the last remaining adversaries. May you crush them under heel and achieve the outcome which you seek. I believe you shall prevail. She disappears into the stone for now. But, like, that wasn't even, like, I don't see how that was, like, a choice to be made. Fuck yeah, I was gonna take Sandra with me. I'm almost offended that you had to ask. Hey, guys, I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm going out of business here, I guess. Just hasn't been the same, you know, with all the stars all fading out and stuff. Anyway, just wanted to say you guys are great. I'm sure you're gonna miss out on you guys as customers and all that. But I got some good news, though, too. All my stuff is all on sale now, and I will throw a little extra in there just for you, okay? So, enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys around, okay? Great. 5%. Very generous. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. I think I'm gonna take all of it. Take it. We can sell something. Oh, come on. Oh, they can't be sold. Ugh. Lame. Or not. 8. Shit. I don't want to sell the companion stuff, because if it carries into New Game Plus, I feel like that'd be just too valuable, I guess. Let's sell tutorials, because we hardly used her anyway, and I feel like even in a New Game Plus status, I'd probably still struggle to use her. Alright, thanks guys. Be seeing you guys. Wait. Oh. I'm actually an idiot. Shooting star, the bear can banish adversaries by flinging the... Stunt on him! How much money do we have? Scuba Stardust was by 4. 171. Oh my god. Don't really have anything else worth selling. And I wanted to upgrade Wolfred's a little bit. Ah, shit. This is good. I think we'll be okay. Give us the lore! You cannot survive the downside if you cannot get around. Howlers shall descend on you, or Tempest shall shear you to pieces. That's nice. That is just the way of it. Traveling through the environs is no simple feat. Consider yourself blessed if you were born a cur. If not, however, you shall have to find the means to cross these lands without the benefit of 4 strong paws. Luz Scoliosus believes this untamed land can be traversed through means unnatural, as though at thought at first that he meant sorcery, but he suggests invention. He speculates that carriages could cross this land by harnessing its fury. A wild thought, in my case. My paws shall suffice. That sounded pretty biased for a scribe. Whoops, no, I meant to give them the hope. No, I think we have to give it to them. We gotta pre-game it. Alright, let's do it. You have gained the summoned Mount Elodiel for the 7th time. Very few stars remain above to light your way as you await the commencement of the final liberation rite. Lone Minstrel finds you clutching the Book of Rites, seeking there perhaps some bit of wisdom that has eluded you thus far. Rita, I may not have a chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I am grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well this night and always. Go forth with glory. Then he looks up and extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. We held hands. You see Sir Gilman has joined you. All of your companions are there with him, in fact. Master Rita, it has been this night's greatest honor to have served with you. Let this be our most glorious stand yet. It is strange for me to say, given the circumstances of our meeting, Rita, but it has truly been a pleasure. Onward now. Let us achieve our plan. Reading one. Thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee, and we are grateful. I like Bertrude. I'm glad we got to have her on our team, even if I can't use her properly to save my fucking life. Oh, hi, miss. The others, they said they wanted me to join them and come talk to you, so here I am. The scribes are watching us. You look upon your fellow exiles, your companions with whom you have withstood the downside, and with whom you shall now conduct the final rite. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. He departs after this night. The outcome of Wolfred's plan, the plan of which you have all been a part, shall be decided one way or another. For now, all we can do is strive to prevail against our final adversaries, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles at the last remaining stars ignite. Oh dear. Alright, fuck me up. I'm ready.
Look, for one last time, upon the fall of Solium, dear reader. Hear me, for one last time. For soon,
I'm sure I'm gonna hear you a lot more in my mind.
remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there for your remaining days
That's fine.
in that forsaken land where you deserve to be.
Okay, Dick, why don't you come down here and tussle, man?
The Commonwealth
Would you mind where your goddamn mouth is? Guy's so mean.
you liberated, all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last liberation rite. You face so unlike the glorious night wings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free.
God, this guy is so mean. The pyres burn, and each of the teams is present and prepared. But before the lone minstrel concur as per the custom, not another word! The demon Orlek slowly raises his clawed fingers to his mask. The false Nightwings have arrived at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once was stolen from me. Then I was cheated of it here upon this mountaintop. You may now attempt to take it from me once more. He stands there for a moment silent. Then, Orlek dons his mask and stands prepared. May these damned rites cease forever for this misery which they have caused. Nightwings, we shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of the rites is all but ended. Thus I would have your decision on whose behalf shall you conduct the final liberation rite, the one whom you anoint, or else the exile Orlek shall be returned. Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct this rite with glory. Nightwings, the stars remaining light grows dim. Your decision, please. It is time to choose who, if anyone among you, shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in the downside to the end of your days. One by one, you meet the gazes of each of your fellow exiles. Zai, Bertrude, Wolfred, and Sir Gilman. I love you, Gilman. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends, together you have come this far, but now the downside and the riots conspire to tear your group apart and disrupt the plan. I mean, there's no turning back, it's really no point. With but a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation.
Oh my god, we can send Bertrude back? Oh. How useful would that... No, it has to be Gilman. It has to be. He's the one I believe could probably handle it the best. What has this knight done that he should warrant such a courtesy as this? Know that he shall strive with all his heart. Your choice is cast. As for your other companions, he sends a clarity of thought and purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Sir Gilman as well as you.
Who shall strive for him? Jay.
Blessed are the scribes who grant to me all of us this final chance that we might be free. We might free our dear friend Sir Gilman. Alright, Wolfred, go be useful. Assuredly, my girl. Besides, we stand against Orlek. It is fitting that I should have to confront him myself. Those are to be my adversaries, then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts her will over that group? You sense Orlek searching for you, almost reaching out to you. You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me but you. You who relinquish your own liberty for the sake of them. Strange. It is fitting, then, that I should have to face one such as you. Then Orlek stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same. By the light of dawn, the cycle of the rites shall cease. Let us see if we can finish this ordeal before that time. The sky above begins to shudder, and the final liberation rite is about to commence. Tarek. I am prepared, Celeste. Then let our song, this evening, shake the stars themselves. Aye, Celeste, let's make sure of it.
The final chance at liberation for the age.
Oh my god, holy shit. No. Come on. God damn, they're fat. Oh, actually predicted where I was. Oh, not quite. Dude, they're so fat. Dude. Dude, this feels like low-key cheap. It really feels like they're just bodying the shit out. Oh my god, see, they're just... Dude! Oh, I'm gonna get salty, I can tell.
You wear the Rymans once again.
I could not simply stand by and do nothing, Orlek.
Yet this is what you did. When last we stood together on this blasted mountain, I fell, you simply stood.
Orlek, what shall it take for you to be convinced I took no part in your betrayal? Orlek seems to consider the question, but only for a moment.
Give me my damn freedom. Let me prevail here and now.
Would you promise to uphold our plan to bring about a better Commonwealth? Do we not get a percentage anymore?
No, I make no promises. I owe you nothing.
Then I am sorry, Orlek. My love of country comes before all else. More than your freedom and our friendship is at stake.
Your love be damned, Fulfred. Let us stand as adversaries then.
Are we adversaries? Are you just, like, secretly cheating me out? I can't believe that. What? Dude! Dude! That was actually unfair! Oh, come on, I jumped. Come on, no! Oh, 140, that's not fair.
The sky rains ash. Soon shall your Pyre's own mingle with them.
Just then the skies above begin to rain down fire. The final throes of the cycle of the rites and the ending of the age.
What?
How he has changed, that Orlek.
We're still way, way behind.
All of you, you shall rot here. You shall rot as I have all these many years. You false Nightwings, you would deny me once again my rightful liberty. You would deny the liberty to all the teams you face and vanquish under the guise of the traditions of those blasted scribes. Come, let us continue this glorious affair.
Why did that not work? Ah, damn.
Alas, Fauger.
Damn it.
Quite an exchange.
Ah, damn it. God, why won't you let me jump fast enough? Doth thou hate me so fiercely? What? Brother, that was straight cheap. I mean, it was smart. That's like strategy, obviously, but like that was very NPC. Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. kidding me? Are you straight joking me right now? God, why? Why are you being so mean? Why are you being so mean? Dude, you gotta give me a chance at bare minimum. I don't really feel like I'm giving a fair shot at success here. No, God, why? Oh, come on, dude, you're being way too cruel. Fast, come on, please. Why is this so, like, hardcore, dude? I mean, I know why it's hardcore, but, like, come on, this is just me. Straight up. This is one of those times where I feel like I don't actually have a real chance. Dude, see, that feels dirty. Like, please, let me jump, dude. See, no. That was not cool. I don't think we're gonna win this one. I'm just not that confident about it. Oh, leap that shit in. Ah, dude. Come on. Come on, man. Dude, see, that's some aimbot shit right there. Dude, come on. No. Oh, no. Yeah, see, I really don't feel like I even stood a chance here. Yeah, with 45, all they have to do is get one more. Some of the false Nightwings bear their fangs the last, but this cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? Then fight for it, damn you! Bro, I'm literally going as hard as I can. I really, truly am. No, I'm afraid, man. I'm so afraid. Your Pyre's flame now threatened to die out at any moment. Orlek makes it sound like laughter, but you say nothing as he prepares the last assault on your side. Please stop. Like, please. No! Are you joking? Bro, that was straight cold. He gets to dash so much. That just isn't cool.
Positively brutish.
Please, I'm jumping as fast as I, like, possibly can.
Pyre.
Keep away, keep away. Oh, come on. Like, are you gonna even give me an actual chance? I'm so curious. Like, do you even care? See, their people just come back so instantaneously. It just, I feel like I just don't have a chance. Like that. What is that, dude? Come on, come on. Oh, come on. Orlick stands, breathing heavily. He looks back on the thin lick of flame that is his smoldering pyre before turning his attention back to your team. Bro, how come none of the meteors are hitting them? This is rigged. Come on, bro. I'm panicking. Yeah! Oh my god! Oh, I didn't deserve that, but I'm gonna take it.
Proved their worth. Of their adversaries, the same cannot be said.
Oh my god, wow. Holy shit, dude. I didn't deserve that. I absolutely did not deserve that.
Can it truly be? This night and all of us, we have indeed prevailed?
You look upon Sir Gilman, for what you expect shall be the last time you see each other. Any moment now the Shimmer Pool shall engulf him. Any moment now he shall return to glory and join the Wolfrin's agents in the Commonwealth to help achieve the plan. Any moment now the cycle of right shall end until at least the dawn of a new age. Any moment now.
And thus the scribes have chosen. And thus the scribes have chosen.
Uh-oh.
And thus the scribes have chosen.
Oh, Brighton, are you feeling a little anxious?
Nightwings. Reader. What have you done?
That's actually a good question. I don't know.
This knight is beginning to feel extraordinarily uneasy about things here.
Each prior time upon the fall of Solium, the Shimmer Pool is opened following the liberation rite taken whichever exiles prevailed. But now, all is still, and the light of the stars above has all but died. You sense a growing fear that is already too late, and the Shimmer Pool shall not reveal itself again. Orlick approaches, his head bowed.
The 8 scribes saved their greatest treachery for last.
Then something else catches his notice.
Wait.
A sudden rush of starlight cascades through the stillness of the summit. The Shimmer Pool has appeared again, different somehow, but open. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, my worm. He's gonna die. Sir Gilman looks upon it, but it does not engulf him, or at least not yet.
It seems I was mistaken then. The 8 scribes, this is not their greatest treachery. It is their greatest jest. The Shimmer Pool is flung wide open. It seems that all are worthy now of freedom.
Orlick strides toward the Shimmer Pool, but...
Halt, Orlick.
Orlick glances at the lone minstrel, almost in surprise. The Shimmer Pool has lost most of its strength. You step inside and you shall surely drown. Of that I can assure you. He laughs to himself at this.
Then we have all been cheated. No, the Shimmer Pool is revealed, and one of you may still return as planned. But as for who returns, someone shall have to choose. Ere the last light of the stars is extinguished and the rites cease to be. This is the final trial of the scribes. Then the final trial of the scribes. Then our confrontation, the liberation rite. It was all meaningless?
You mean I tried so hard for nothing? I'm a little hurt.
No, the victor of the confrontation is to be the one to make the choice. Among those closest to the scribes, either the anointed or she who anointed them. So this night, he can return, although perhaps the Master Reader can return instead. Aye, it shall be either you, the Reader, or... It shall be either or. Sir Gilman, please make your decision quickly, lest it shall be forfeit. I do not know for how much longer the light of the stars shall offer you this gift. Good minstrel, why the choice which you present unto this night is very simple then. Master Reader, this night hereby declares you shall be free.
Sir Gilman wishes to give up his freedom so that you may regain yours.
Very well. Reader, madam, the choice which Sir Gilman made, or rather the choice which he gave, it is now yours to make instead. The choice, it may keep bouncing back and forth like this. Absurd. It may, until such time as one of you is willing to accept the burden and outcome of the choice, that is, the trial. And I fear that there is still little time remaining now. Reader, if you and your companion are too cordial with each other to accept a freedom, either one of you, then I shall gladly take it. Freedom ought to be more than some flirtatious trifle to exchange. Reader, what is your will?
Is it fucked that I actually want to choose Orlek? Because he deserves justice. He got fucked over so bad. I have to. Like, this is gonna be a me thing. Like, well, maybe we'll go back and do the other endings or other stuff later. But I feel like he deserves this. Your thoughts crystallize. You have chosen Orlek.
What? Orlek, do you accept the Reader's choice, or shall you make another? No, I shall not make another. I accept the Reader's choice, the Reader's mercy. Then it is done.
For a moment, Orlek appears to be at peace, and then he is gone.
Godspeed, Orlek.
I feel so bad. Like, the only reason he's so messed up is because he got so fucked over, and I'm like, I feel like he deserved it. And I know Sir Gilman probably won't mind hanging out with us.
What shall become of him?
I don't know. I hope I didn't just make the terribly wrong choice.
Nightwings. The opportunity to gain your freedom from the downside. Was it not enough?
Well, we gave our freedom to a guy who actually earned it a long time ago, and I think I can be okay with that. That night, the exile Orlek returned to the Commonwealth. He was to be the last. The stars had faded, and the cycle of the rites has run its course. He found the Commonwealth in a state of unrest. Spurred by the efforts of the 5 liberated exiles, Wilfred Sandalwood's revolutionary plan had incited the masses. These exiles and the starless sky portended the return of the scribes. The rulers of the Commonwealth pushed back. Fighting broke out in the streets in spite of Sandalwood's intentions. It was then that High-Wing remnants chose to strike. Allegations that the High-Wing remnants were in league with Sandalwood were never proven. However, there was no denying that the result of the two-pronged attack, after enduring for almost a millennium, the Commonwealth had fallen. The new Saurian Union declared its sovereignty in the next year. Among the changes, its elected leaders ushered in. They vowed never to cast their people into exile, and they abolished the old Commonwealth decree forbidding its literacy. Today, we still remember all of this, and we remember the exiles as a downside whose deeds led to the dawning of our age, whether they returned or not. Oh, so did we do it? After Oh no! After his life, Sir Deluge had fled from one danger only to find himself facing another. He escaped the war-torn waters of the Sea Dominion, he had escaped the blood border of the Commonwealth, and now he has escaped the rites. After the rites had ended, many exiles wrapped up in the ancient tests were crestfallen as their last chance to return to their homes vanished along with the stars above. But Deluge did not mind, for this outcome meant that at last there was no burden of responsibility weighing down on him. Having heard that Sir Gilman had also remained behind, Deluge made a point of avoiding him at all costs. Nonetheless, they ran into each other, once riding a cold current in the Sea of Solids. The meeting was terse and cordial. Deluge ended up apologizing profusely for his mistreating of his fellow Worm Knight, and that was the end of it. While most of his fellow exiles with Pyre hearts yet longed for the waters of the Sea Dominion, driven as ever by their impulses toward conflict, Deluge settled down. With him remained one of his companions, the Lady Seagrass. Who had taken a liking to him for some reason. Reportedly, they disappeared into the waters of the Worm Gulf, which may begin to explain the significant increase in worm population observed in their vicinity. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, are some of these gonna be sad though? Like, am I gonna want to read these? As the cycle of the rites drew to a close, it grew evident that a chance at freedom from the downside has forever slipped from Dalbert and Olimar Oldheart's grasp. Thus, they and the exiles of the Fate returned to Yormer Valley. There they struggled to get by as exiles, as downsides tend to do. Sometime after the rites had ended, the Oldhearts at last heard the news that the Commonwealth had fallen. This was well after the fact, of course, but it brought old Dalbert great joy. Despite his forthright manner, he had no love for the nation that cast him down, along with his son. Dalbert Oldheart passed peacefully in his sleep before the next new moon. In his final days, he implored his son to undertake a pilgrimage to the scribes. Almer never shared his father's view of the scribes, but respected Dalbert's wishes, and so after a period of mourning, Almer began a new journey. One day, during his travels, he ran almost headlong into another exile after paying homage at the spring Yormir. He was stunned to find that this was none other than the one he knew as Zai No Way from their days as adversaries in the rites. Zai was overjoyed to see him, although Almer was unable to bring himself to understand why. Eventually, of course, he did, and they remained together, growing ever more accustomed to their new lives in the downside. Not a day went by that Almer Oldheart did not think about his father and gave thanks to him and speak to him at morning at night. Would that the stars he had shone for surely Dalbert's would be there among them, smiling down at his son and watching over him and his kin. After the final liberation rite, Lendl refused to believe that the rites had truly ended. He would sit through night after consecutive nights, staring into the blackness of the sky, awaiting any kind of sign that he might gain another chance at freedom. No such sign ever came. His fellow accusers started to express concern for him. Survival had become their top priority once liberty had slipped from their grasp. But Lendl dismissed them as weak fools. He insisted rather forcefully that any evening now the stars would shine for him again and mark the way toward his inevitable freedom. He was, of course, mistaken. The others in his team were left with little choice but to abandon him. After that, the exile known as Lendl the Liar was never seen again. However, there has since been sightings of a bedraggled demon who wanders the downside and bears Lendl's cruel countenance, suggesting he yet lives. Oh, Bertrude! After the cycle of the rites had ceased, oh no, this isn't Bertrude, this is her. Returned to the Flagging Hands region where she sealed herself within the pit of Milithay. There even her fellow exiles of the Withdrawn allegedly grew unnerved after a time and left her to her vile work. Sometime later, in the pit of Milithay erupted into flames so intense was the conflagration that it could be seen all the way from Yormer Valley. Arson was suspected, though the cause was never verified, and many bog dwellers in the region were forced to flee. A tempest blowing from the north finally quenched the flames. When at last the ashes settled, the grounds had cooled, and the site of the fire was scarred beyond recognition. No trace of the witch What's-Her-Face could be found. As for the contents of the pit of Milithay, which notably included a profane object thought to be the remains of Yislak, all of it was gone as well. Back in the Saurian Union, repeated threats of return to Yislak were thoroughly investigated, yet no credence was found to any of her claims. And Barker Ashpaws, my man, never had much interest in returning in the Commonwealth, for he always found its bylaws to be stifling, so when the rites ended, he did not care at first. He soon grew very bored. The rites had given his life a certain sense of structure he had always needed. He missed the raw anticipation of it. He decided to continue conducting the rites for the thrill of it. He bent some of the rules and replaced some of the objects, but it was close enough. His packmates, the dissidents, proved more than happy to participate, and thus they ran against each other back in Yormer Valley. Gradually, other exiles familiar with the rites, as well as those who had not heard of it at all, started to take an interest. They ended up giving Barker Ashpaws some help in the competition. His old feud with Rookie Greentail ceased meaning anything to him, and he forgot all about it amid his new pursuits. Ultimately, even Barker Ashpaws, who had led such a directionless existence to this point, found something for a calling through the rites. Whether he took the rites less seriously than other exiles at this time, or more, was oft debated by those who watched him work. Oh, I'm really happy about it. Oh my God, Tizo! The imp called Tizo was the first of his kind to achieve liberty through the rites. While he was not the only imp trained in the ways of the scribes, imps are native to the downside and thus care not for traveling abroad. This made them useful to teams. Yet Tizo had a different calling, and the Nightwings believed that he too could play a key part in Fulford Sandalwood's plan. During the night of the scribe's return, he stood out to the populace as something of a miracle that had only heard of downside imps before, from legends of Haug the Swallow. Afterwards, it became something of an icon representing both the fall of the Commonwealth and the beginning of a new era. Fulford Sandalwood would sometimes send him little gifts all the way from the downside. Despite the insurmountable difference between them, their friendship proved more than resilient. Tizo often missed his interactions with the reader of the Nightwings. They had quickly built quite a rapport back in the downside. He and Orlek reconciled as well. Orlek offered him a free room and board, and that was that. Tizo liked riding on his shoulders. Oh, so cute. And Tizo would often express wistful gratitude for all his time conducting the rites alongside the Nightwings who made such sacrifices for him. Other than that, Tizo was diligent about his role as something of a living artifact and helped interpret the messenger imps that relayed news to and from the downside. Despite having gained significant celebrity, he never let it go to his head, although he did take full advantage of his access to the Saurian Union's fishing industry. Oh, nice. These are all the good guys. So we should read the quote-unquote villains first. As soon as possible after Tamitha Thane earned back her liberty, she rejoined her sisters, the Highwing remnants, in the mountains of the north of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth that believed someone such as she could be rehabilitated through years spent in exile. Instead, her hatred for her ancient enemies only intensified. On the night of the scribe's return, the Highwing remnants were poised to strike the Commonwealth in a decisive blow. They had received credible intelligence about the expected positions of the Commonwealth leadership and of specific weakness in the bloodboard defenses anticipated that night. After a surgical procedure, Tamitha could fly again, almost as well as prior to her exile. She insisted on spearheading the attack with a squadron of the Harv's finest. They descended on their foes exactly as planned. The chaos that had risen in the streets of the Commonwealth that night made for an optimal diversion. Nonetheless, the battle took its toll. Many of Tamitha's sisters fell. She herself sustained many grievous wounds, but ignored them all and fought with a terrible fury. By dawn, the leaders of the Commonwealth had been eliminated, and Tamitha was limping back towards the mountains. She would never fly again. Soon after the fall of the Commonwealth, Tamitha attended a debriefing in which her blood sister Pamitha was also in attendance. Tamitha was very skeptical that Pamitha would have played a beneficial role in the preceding events and lashed out at her. Pamitha made no attempt to elude the attack and was struck full on. This cost Pamitha the use of her right wing, yet after she recovered, she shrugged the incident aside and said maybe they would call it even now. From this point on, the Blood Sisters kept a formal distance but were cordial with each other. After the rise of the Saurian Union, Tamitha Thane continued to serve as a flight tactician and remained respected and feared among her kind. However, without a war to wage, she grew more distant even than usual. Those closest to her surmised that her inability to reconcile with her blood sister was the heart of this, though for her part, Tamitha never once admitted to any such weakness. Okay, I gotta hydrate really quick. That's a lot of reading. When manly Tinderstolf realized that the rites had ended and he no longer could return to the Commonwealth through his ancient means, he was outraged. He cursed the scribes, spewing forth such a slew of blasphemy as to be very unbecoming of one of his high status and bearing. When at last he calmed himself, he focused all his energies on attempting to find another means of homecoming. He maintained a regular contact with his wealthy family on the other side via messenger imp, and used their vast resources to explore other means of escape. He tried using an elaborate pulley system, he attempted to retrofit a flying black wagon with a superior propulsion, and he tried an imp raft, a hot air balloon, even prayer. Nothing worked. There was only one way to escape the downside, and now it was gone. Tinderstolf bankrupted his family in these vain attempts. At last, such was his shame that he retreated to the teeming woods of the Black Basin, to Cinderroot. There he yet wallows, complaining to his comrades of the chastity who still put up with him, either about his own misfortune or the latest news from the other side. What a guy. Once it became clear to Ignatius that the rites were drawing to a close, he knew that it was time for him and the Templars to call it quits. But first he and the Templars decided to celebrate, and that they did for many, many nights. Their revelry did eventually subside, the exiles parted amicably and went their separate ways. He roamed the downside, then searching for some meaning in his life, sometimes taking odd jobs requiring his brute strength. He never remained alone for very long, and took on many lovers in his time. However, he sometimes thought about the one he had called Curly Horns, and what had become of her. Though his glory days as the most powerful conductor of the rites have long since passed, he always enjoyed the fearsome reputation he had cultivated at the time. I hope he's doing well. In the aftermath of the final liberation rite, Orlek at last returned to his nation, one he had not seen in nearly 2 decades. He scarce recognized it. After all, it was in the midst of transformation, a social and cultural upheaval sparked by Wilfred Sandalwood's plan. So I'm assuming the plan went well, right? When Orlek witnessed the people of the Commonwealth gathered in solidarity under the black sky there on the night of the sky's return, he looked on in silence for a time, and the high-wing remnants descended, and a panic quickly spread among those gathered. A pitched battle erupted in the streets. It was chaos. Orlek observed all this, then took a step forward in the fray. He knelt beside the closest injured man to him. He staunched the man's bleeding and set an injured leg. Then he pulled him to a safer corner of the street. Orlek's old abilities as a physician had not left him during all these years, thus did he aid as many as he could throughout that night until the danger passed. History would know him as the Demon Doctor. Oh my god, I love him! A term of endearment that stuck even after his horns started to recede. He lent his skill and service throughout the birth of the Saurian Union. The one he had called the Shadow of the False Nightwings was someone whom he thought of often. He knew he owed his freedom to her. Having witnessed the aftermath of Sandalwood's plan, Orlek understood at last what his former companion wanted. Years ago, they conceived a version of this plan. Now Orlek found he wished Sandalwood could be present to witness the reality of it. Orlek later reunited with Tizo, who took residence with him, in some ways similar to how they lived in olden times. The imp always enjoyed his company. Alone with his thoughts, Orlek would sometimes visit the memorial to the fallen leaders of the Commonwealth. Though, other than such appearances and notwithstanding his duties as master physician of the state, Orlek led a very private life. Few would have guessed that he once was one of the most accomplished rites conductors in the history of the Nightwings. History, of course, shall ensure we shall not forget. Alright, oh my god, there's so much reading. What happened to my favorite Sandra? After the cycle of the rites ceased turning, records of what happened to the Black Wagon and the Nightwings became inconclusive and contradictory. Some accounts suggest that the exiles of the Nightwings who remained in the downside continued to make use of the Black Wagon as their place of shelter and their means of travel. However, there is no record of what happened to the wagon's contents, such as the Book of Rites and the Beyonder Crystals, said to have be haunted by an apparitions of Sandra the Unseeing. One possibility is that the lone minstrel took his leave. He took the Beyonder Crystal with him, for he was thus obliged. By this line of reasoning, however, the Black Wagon itself should have been taken also. Others remain skeptical that the Beyonder's Crystal ever existed, or rather that the visions that it granted were anything other than the result of an active imagination or a fever dream. The bog dwellers of the southern bogs offer still another explanation, for they are familiar with the binding enchantments. Yet there existed such an object in which the sisters of the Arch had been expelled for more than 800 years, and the enchantment could have expired along with the light of the stars. What this would have meant for Sandra and the Beyonders is difficult to say for certain, other than that it may have meant that they were finally released. Nevertheless, the fates of Sandra the Beyonder and the Beyonder crystal remain unknown. Yet those exiles of the Nightwings who claim to have seen this apparition all spoke of her with degrees of reverence, or perhaps a little fear. Can you believe this, reader? Honestly, Sandra has appeared before you, as well you can see. They are so far from the mark. With all this nonsense, I am wont to laugh. In fact, here goes. She laughs. She is referring to the account of her. You sense she does not care for it. Well, let them gossip all they like. I merely wish that they would mention you, at least in passing, when next they are at it. Though they shall never know even the half of it, shall they? We'll reassure her. You suggest Santa that the count was what occurred to her was really not that bad, and that you liked aspects of it. You're much too diplomatic, you know that? And you can tell she is unswayed, and yet her grin remains intact. She appreciates the gesture. Anyway, let us keep going, lovely reader. We know the truth of it, and that is what matters. She fades into the Beyonder crystal for now, and you tuck it away safe. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, she got a different hairstyle. Oh, they all changed clothes. Or the ones that went back changed clothes, I mean. God, I love paying attention. Imagine that. After its liberation, Hedwyn was instrumental in the events of leading the fall of the Commonwealth and was vital to the outcome of the plan. He was the one who led the raid on the stronghold where the Archjustice Androbeles IX was holed up when the fighting grew fierce. With him, then and thereafter, was one of the winged harps of the High-Wing Remnants, later identified as Fikani Shang. Oh, he found her! Their bond was vital to peace that followed. In all the days as a leader. So it did matter! Oh, I wonder what would happen if I would have sent Sir Gilman sooner. Or maybe I'll have to explore that. In all his days as a leader in the Saurian Union, Hedwyn oft confided in his friend Dario. Despite her intense manner, there was no one whom he trusted more in times when circumspection was required. Hedwyn would often think back about the vow he made at the beginning of his quest for freedom. Although he cherished all the friendships he made, he pledged to Dario, Rookie, Greentail, and the Reader of the Nightwings that they might all be free again together. He had broken that vow, for in the end, not all of them were able to return. A terrible guilt over this darkened his mood for a time. However, the others whom he still knew lifted his spirits, much like he had often lifted theirs. All of the Nightwings knew the stakes. While the others who stood with the Nightwings were not able to remain in contact with us, Hedwyn thought of each of them often, and so in turn did they think of him. The Worm Knight Sir Gilman had elected to go into exile as penance for his failure to uphold his military obligations in the Commonwealth. Did he go back? To him, earning back his freedom was tantamount to erasing the shame of his past. His honor was at stake more so than anything. Yet when it became clear to him that he would not go free, he readily accepted the outcome, for he knew by then that much more was on the line. He regretted not having a chance to contribute directly to the events that transpired in the Commonwealth, though he was pleased to hear the outcome. The conclusion of the rights and the fall of the Commonwealth made it clear to him that his days as a knight had ended. He declared to all those in earshot that he would never fight again. Unless, of course, there arose some other extraordinary set of circumstance, again requiring him to fight, and he certainly hoped not. He still trained regularly, though never found as skilled and motivating of a partner as his fleet-footed friend Rookie Greentail, whom he remembered fondly. From time to time, he would seek guidance from his former comrades, Big Bertrude, much his elder, and a wellspring of perspective on his life decisions. He's always grateful for the counsel of the Reader, and would regale her over and over about the time they squashed the spawn of the unfathomed plurins. He wasted no time dwelling on his days under the leadership of Sir Deluge, his former commander. The other Worm Knights stayed well clear of him. Gilman never did return to his homeland of the Sea Dominion, and was content to lead a monastic life on a small residence in the hills. It was just high up enough to make make him keep striving to conquer his sheer heights. Other than that, an intense daily training regimen and the occasional visit from an old companion was more than enough to keep him optimistic and engaged. He knew well that the honor was not something to be won, but a contract with oneself to be renewed each day. Okay, a little bit more. We're almost there. God, there's so much reading. And here I was afraid this was going to be too short a stream. After Rookie Greentail earned back his freedom, he returned to a lavish welcome ceremony in the Commonwealth as the tendency for liberated exiles. It was everything he could have hoped for, and soon he was well off, surrounded by luxury and choosing between various exciting opportunities. However, he must have given in to his better judgment, as he did end up siding with Wolfram Sandalwood's revolutionary forces as promised. On the night of the scribe's return, Greentail kept busy barking orders to Wolfram's agents. As the situation grew tenser, he took rather well to leadership. When dawn finally came, it became clear that the Commonwealth that everybody knew would be no more. He realized many new opportunities awaited. He began quite a lucrative career for himself, manufacturing and selling replica merchandise inspired by the downside. His main struggle was to meet the demand. An aspect of his conscience cautioned him against making light of such a thing, but the money was too good, and soon his family was as well off as he always said. One of his orders of business was to seek out one of his old companions, Pamela Thane, to whom he took a liking during the quest for his freedom. They bonded further over love of drink and supported one another through uncertain times that lay in store. Greentail always did his best to keep in touch with all his many friends and knew that he owed his fortunes to them. He made a special point of staying close with the group of friends he came to know so well during his time with the Nightwings, wherever they were. They shared a special understanding that put even Greentail at a loss for words sometimes. Long after the rites had ended, Zaya admitted that she knew well before the fact that she would not be going home again. At least she had a strong feeling. She ended up not minding very much because she had little to return to in the Commonwealth. Her sense of home had changed. She took to wandering from celestial landmark to the next, ever paying homage to the 8 scribes who she believed had influenced all that transpired. She was no stranger to traveling alone, but was always happy to have company. Through it all, she would wonder how her little friend Tizo had fared. While they were divided now by a great distance, he always remained in her heart. Though they could not see each other any longer, Zaya often thought about Dario and spoke to her as though she were there. Zaya tried never to make a decision without first consulting her idea of what Mr. Dario might say. Whether she felt genuine doubt, which was not very often, she sought out the reader of the Nightwings. If there was anyone whom she trusted as much as the scribes, it was her. One day she encountered one of her former adversaries, one called Almer Oldheart, who had served with the Fates. She remembered him much more than he did her, although only just at first. They shared their experience in the rites, and their different points of view about the scribes formed a basis of what grew to be a long-lasting relationship. Zaya always was devoted to her faith, but more so to her friends. Her gentle manner and unwavering conviction often helped them brave life and the downside, both with courage and with grace. Gotta hydrate again. So much reading. Okay, alright, we're almost there. After her liberation, Dario soon became an icon of the movement that had led the collapse of the Commonwealth and the rise of the Saurian Union. Her military prowess and experience led to key victories in clashes against the Commonwealth loyalists. Each time she was able to subdue the opposition, avoiding lethal force. In the uncertain times that followed, Dario's seasoned expertise often came into play, both in matters of security and of state. For instance, she conscripted and trained a team of volunteers in public safety. The community did not know what to make of such a cordial bunch, at first, but soon came to value their service. They have stood for the people ever since, and we celebrate their founding day each year. She remained close with Hedwyn all through this experience, and they supported each other through their struggles many, many times. She often had to stop herself from fearing for Zaya, who she had tried to look after as much as possible on the downside. Soon she would Soon she would reassure herself that Zeti was very capable of surviving on her own, and in fact she was not mistaken. She never settled down with anyone, although from time to time she thought about Ignarius despite herself. She continued trading on her own, a regimen that grew stricter with each passing year, though there were those who sought to trade with her, and she sometimes obliged. There remained one constant in her life. She would always remember their days among the Nightwings, with fondness for the most part. Several exiles of the Nightwings cared more for the plan of Sandalwood than the return home from the downside. The crone called Big Bertrude was a prime example. She had found a suitable environment to live within the dismal regions of the Flagging Hands. There she had built up a thriving place of business known to many exiles in the land. With the rice having ended, she returned to her preoccupations, working away almost through nothing had happened. When one gets to be more than 400 years of age, perhaps then even monumental events such as the accumulation of the rights or the collapse of the Commonwealth are seen as trifling matters. Much of her effort was doubtless due to the influence of Sandalwood, someone whom she had admired for decades. He had made clear that he could not requite her feelings for him, but what could have been a hurtful dismissal led only to deeper understanding between them. By and large, Berger kept focused on her work, whether casting small enchantments or imbuing talismans, or the work brought her a sense of purpose, she would say. In the Commonwealth, such services were strictly forbidden, but in the downside there was a real need for simple luxuries, which the competing slug market could not always provide. Thus, Big Bertrude did Big Bertrude continue to live up to her name, and the tales of her days within the Nightwings made her that much more the living legend. Okay. After regaining her freedom, Pamela Thane found herself in a difficult position. Having once betrayed her people, the Highwing remnants, she knew that she would not be welcome in her native home. She did not trust the Commonwealth either. Instead, she found her place among Fulford Sandalwood's agents, who were busy doing their part to fulfill the plan. The plan took a certain unexpected turns, but in the end resulted in the outcome Sandalwood envisioned. It was fortunate that the Highwing remnants arrived when they did on the night of the described return. However, Panther denied any involvement with or foreknowledge of this. Afterward, Panther played an active part in negotiating terms between the Highwing remnants and the new nation that would become the Saurian Union. Her previous attempt at something of the sort led her to exile. She must have felt some satisfaction to succeed this time around. Sometime later, Pamela had an unexpected run-in with Rookie Greentail, with whom she had spent a fair amount of time with while traveling with the Nightwings. Under these new set of circumstances, it turned out the two had more to talk about and rather more in common. They would often put to the test which one was able to outdrink the other. It was unclear as to which of them prevailed in the contest in the end. One day, Pamela received an invitation to return to the Highwing remnants, where she was to be fully pardoned. That was where she ran into her blood sister Tamitha for the first time since exile. Their reunion was not as amicable as Tamitha might have hoped, and Tamitha, still resentful of their history together, turned violent. Tamitha would later brush aside the incident, though always had an injury to show for it. Yet from that point on, the blood sisters were back to speaking terms, at least for the most part. Later, when asked, Pamela Vane admitted she felt as though she had no home to call her own. This was during an interview conducted amid an extensive trip abroad, for she had traveled thousands of leagues beyond the bounds of the Saurian Union. Pamela continued to journey thus, citing that it reminded her of when she was younger and could fly unfettered. That is a little bittersweet. With the rights drawing to a close, the slug market's revenues fell precipitously, and Falcon Ron was forced to liquidate his assets and close up shop. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those of the entrepreneurial learning, this time of hardship led to an epiphany, or at least a sudden change of fortune. One day, Falcon Ron had a run-in with a messenger and bearing news from the other side. Ron gave to it one of his remaining trinkets, which could not be sold. The following week, a messenger returned to him bearing a tidy sum of wealth and newly minted coinage from the Saurian Union. Falcon Ron cut a long-term deal with the messenger imps then and there. Though his trade remained a gray area for a legal standpoint in the Saurian Union, the newfound fame of the downside caused Falcon Ron's goods to explode in popularity. He later signed an elaborate agreement with Big Bertrude and found a distribution partner on the other side through Rookie Greentail, whose own business had expanded. Especially in the Saurian Union, Falconron's goods are still known for their superior quality, though he assumes no liability for any side effects. When the cycle of rites ceased turning, Wolfram Sandalwood turned toward the starless skies and closed his eyes and prayed. It was all that he could do at this stage of his plan. He aspired to assemble with liberated exiles representing each other of the 8 largest ethnic groups composing the population of the Commonwealth. They would stand together as a vision of the 8 scribes returned, inspiring masses to embrace an older set of values from before the Commonwealth had tightened its grip. With the rites ending sooner than expected, the ideal scenario became impossible. Sandalwood's own freedom, for instance, was now forfeit, yet the plan did have contingencies. Word reached him that on the night of the scribe's return, several of his fellow liberated Nightwings stood together, and their voice echoed through the streets. It was vital to Sandalwood that this stand against the Commonwealth be peaceful in its nature, but this proved to be untenable, especially after the Highwing remnants appeared. There was a speculation that their well-timed assault may not have happened by coincidence, though Sandalwood denied any involvement and regretted the bloodshed. Nevertheless, the main thrust of the plan had been achieved. Sandalwood kept busy after that as much as possible, providing counsel from afar to those who would be at the forefront of the birth of the Saurian Union. Of course, being stranded in the downside meant that there was only so much he could do. Resting assured that the future of the nation was in capable hands, he turned his attention to the remaining exiles of the downside. They might never return to the new nation, but at least they could experience its triumphs as its struggles in some vicarious way. So he took to his old work, writing and printing. As literacy began to spread again throughout the Saurian Union, so too did exiles of the downside take to it. For his part, Sandalwood helped teach as many as he could. More than that, he provided the material to read, a semi-annual report about the latest events both in the Saurian Union and the downside. This periodical gave many exiles something to look forward to. He welcomed the company of the reader of the Nightwings at every opportunity and counted her a trusted friend and a keen editor. He was pleased to hear that his one-time friend Orlek had once more become a productive part of society, yet he spoke little of their time together. As Wolfram Sandalwood gained more fame throughout this land for all his sacrifices and contributions, it is said that he remained steadfast about 2 things. The first was that the cause itself ought to remain in focus, the freedom that the people had achieved. It was a gift to be cherished, a set of values that needed to be nurtured. The second point he made was that he himself had little to do with the outcome. He would often praise the exiles of the Nightwings who had stood with him, each in turn, by name. He never forgot any of them. One day, to commemorate his birthday, the people of the Saurian Union unveiled a monument depicting him and the Nightwings as imagined in their prime. While Sandalwood did not learn of it until much later, it is said that he was moved to tears, and then by the gesture. It had since ensured that those of us with memories more fallible than that of Sandalwood likewise remembered the achievements of his fellow former exiles and our cause. Wow. So what's her deal then? After the cycle of the rites ceased turning, the lone minstrel bade the remaining Nightwings take the black wagon and seek their fortunes elsewhere in the downside. Their parting was heartfelt but brief. He remained there at the summit of Mount Alodio with Celeste, where the 2 of them would chronicle the final outcome of the cycle. Neither Tarek nor Celeste were ever seen again. We know not all this now through song attributed to them. Some claim that these songs originated in the taverns of the Saurian Union and merely were imbued with weight of folklore. However, exiles liberated from the downside corroborated each other's claims at having met this duo and presided over the liberation rites. Another folktale suggests that these minstrels were heralds of the scribes. Having fulfilled their obligations, they departed the world we know and rejoined their patrons. One of their famous songs describes another similar outcome, that the 2 gave up their duties to the rites in favor of a life that they could share together. In any case, they are likely to remain the subject of such verses and such songs, for it was they who watched over the rites and ushered in our times. Oh my god, it was like, There's one more account which warrants mention. The Nightwings conducted the rites under the guidance of a reader. Little is known of her. However, some accounts of her began to paint a picture. We know she was of common birth, weak framed though raised with a penchant for learning. The journey of the downside left her close to death. It was then that the Nightwings found her. They brought her from the brink. She showed them the path. She pressed onward with the others. She had made a vow to help her friends be free. Thus did the cycle of the rites commence its final turns. When the final rite arrived, the reader's freedom was at stake. In the end, however, she remained in exile. From that point on, accounts of her diverge. It is said the voice which troubled her she never heard again. Some say she helped improve the lives of other downside exiles, though whether that is true, only she knows. Someday, perhaps, the reader's own star shall emerge. Then it shall pierce the dark night in all its brilliant glory, until such time and ever after, all of us give thanks. Well, at least she was appreciated. I appreciate that. Like, she wasn't just some unsung hero. They at least acknowledged her. Oh, we got another banger. So that must be it then. God, why are all of the soundtracks so good? Aww. Wow, we did it. So that was the end. I think we got the better the good ending. It seems like we did. If it did end up a little bit violent, maybe. And I just realized I think my audio's been kind of low. I apologize for that. Ashley Barrett and Darren Korb. I have to remember that. These two are the ones that I think do the singing in most of these games. Or maybe in all of them. I'll have to go back and check. But they do so good. Their voices are unbelievably beautiful. I mean, listen to that. Does this song change depending on who you saved? Cause, dude, that alone would be enough to encourage another several playthroughs. Oh wow! Oh, so Darren is the minstrel's voice. So the two singers are actually voiced minstrels. That's really cool. God, I wish I could make music this good. Aww. Oh, so they did go back to the stars. Oh, we got a pretty rainbow. Wow. That was phenomenal. Is there like a new game plus mode? I know they're pretty big on that. Don't let me down here. Oh, yes! Ah, that's what I was waiting for. Alright, wow. That was excellent. And we actually squeezed more out than I thought. I was so afraid this was going to be like a 20-minute stream. But we got a full 2 hours out of it. That ended up doing okay. Well, thank you for joining me on this journey, which is probably now one of my favorite indie games ever. I mean, this game is actually incredible. I'd recommend this to literally anyone. But yeah, so obviously next is the one and only Hades, which I've only played once and never got to beat. So I'm really excited to like actually dive all the way into that. So look forward to that. I don't know when I'm gonna start that, but it'll be fun, and it'll be an interesting adventure. We'll get to see how bad I am at dungeon crawlers. And so with that, I must bid you farewell, and I hope you have a good day. And if anybody sees this in the future, I hope your day is going well too. Until our next stream, goodbye.